Hey Joe, it's Harry from Slap Your Daddy BBQ. I got your email about what happened, and I'm so sorry you lost your wife. And this is gonna be your first Thanksgiving without her. You missed her cooking, and she was a great cook, but you don't even know how to boil water. So in this episode, Joe, I'm going to go into Walmart behind me. I'm going to show you how to pick up a few things and then cook yourself a turkey dinner. Even for one person, it gives you a sense of calm and relief to help you cope with your situation. And for those of you watching this video, if you're single, divorced, you're a widower or widowed, and you're spending Thanksgiving alone by yourself because of COVID and your family can't be with you, and you are contemplating spending Thanksgiving alone, this episode is for you because we're going to show you guys how to prepare a simple, no recipe Thanksgiving dinner. So Joe, I hope you found this video helpful to you. In my episode, Thanksgiving dinner meal for one person, basically like a no recipe episode because we did everything either by group box. I'll show you just a simple method to do a brine on your turkey, a little bit of buttermilk soak overnight to get a world-class turkey. Not a lot of effort. Even if you don't know how to boil water, this recipe is really easy to do. I have another video out there where I do a full-blown, fully pedal to the metal, 6-item turkey dinner cooked on the pit. But in this particular episode, I want to do a shout out for all my single viewers out there. When you're single, whether you are divorced, you are unattached, you are a widower or widow, I always believe that important thing in life is to be happy. Now, you come to my channel to watch me teach you a little bit about barbecue wisdom. So I want to use the Thanksgiving period to reflect on some what I call life wisdom. I met a lot of people in my travels around the world. I'm 6 decades on earth and I taught a lot of classes, met thousands and thousands of people. And one thing I noticed about the secret of being happy is that it's a 3-step process. The first thing you need to do is to be thankful and grateful. Then you can be happy. So Thanksgiving is a great reminder to us that we have a lot in our life to be thankful for. You may not think that you are kind of gifted or blessed, but I'll offer you a framework to kind of look at your life so that you can become a happy person. When you realize that in life, you have essentially 6 pillars of happiness that you can rely on. And the idea I want to give to you on this Thanksgiving month is that each of these 6 pillars is enough to sustain you and give you a sense of gratefulness that leads to thankfulness, that leads to happiness. So 3-step process: grateful, thankful, happy. People who are ungrateful do not know how to be thankful, and people who do not know how to be thankful cannot be happy because there's always something missing in their life. So the model I want to teach you is that there's certain pillars of happiness that you need to work on. The first one is called physical happiness, physicality, your body. Second one is your intellectual abilities. Third is your emotional. Next one is your social, the workplace, the friends and family, and then your job, occupational, and then the last one is your spiritual happiness. So with these 6-legged stool of the foundation for life, you can find a way to be happy. Because let's say today in this episode, you are single, you are by yourself in Thanksgiving, you lost a loved one, you lost a spouse. You can still be happy because you can rely on some of the other 6 pillars that you have. For example, the physical well-being has to do with your health. So please, take care of yourself. Make sure that you eat good food, you exercise, and all that good stuff. Take care of your physically. Go have your doctor do tests. Keep your health. Go see a doctor. Second one is your emotional well-being. Learn how to give love before you can receive love. So today I cooked you guys a Thanksgiving episode for one person. I, in a way, am giving my love to you, and I hope that you will take this love and spread it around the world, because when you toss that little boomerang of love out there in the universe, that boomerang of love will come back and hit you on the side of the head way, way bigger than you possibly imagined. Right, Mr. Beans? He's telling me that he wants to get fed. Just wait a minute, Beans, okay? I just want to give my viewers some life wisdom. Now, the third thing that you want to do is make sure that you have intellectual growth and happiness. That means that continue to challenge yourself mentally, continue to challenge yourself intellectually. For example, like in today's episode, Joe, you may not have cooked a day in your life, you don't even know how to boil water, but I challenge you to stretch your abilities a little bit beyond boiling water to prepare a simple Thanksgiving turkey dinner for one person. This will help you cope with what has happened and the tragedy in your life to be able to move on. And to my single viewers out there, I want to pass this message on that you really need to stimulate yourself intellectually so that you don't always kind of descend and marinate in depression and misery. Next one I want to talk about is your social circle. If you look at the book called The Blue Zones, which they looked at people around the world who lived the longest to 100 years old, there are 6 regions in the world that people live to be centenarians. The 6 regions are Puerto Rico, Loma Linda, Sardinia, Icarus, Okinawa. And these people live a long life because they surround themselves with a social circle. So please, to be happy, you really need to surround yourself with friends, family, co-workers, and neighbors. So your social well-being is extremely important. The next one is your occupational well-being. Have a vocation in life, do something useful. My day job is I build data centers for a living, and on the weekends and nights, I have a second passion, which is my occupation of passing on barbecue love to you and the rest of the world. So have a mission in life in terms of your job and your usefulness. And the last one is make sure that you have some ability to have a spiritual foundation, to have spiritual happiness. Because if your health fails, emotionally you are bankrupt, you lost all your friends, you lost your job, what you do have at the end of the day is still your spiritual well-being, because there is a belief that there is a creator, and it doesn't really matter what religion you're in, so long as you have a belief in a spirituality, it will carry you a long way. So that's a quick rundown on the 6 pillars. Why is it important to you, to Joe and my single viewers? Because I really want you guys to be happy out there, and I'm giving you a framework to be happy. Because remember, Harry taught you that if one or more of your pillars of happiness is compromised in your lifetime, you have the other pillars of happiness to keep you happy and to be able to continue to spread love in this world. Spread some barbecue love if you can, but more importantly, reach out to your fellow friends, human beings, family, and neighbors, and pass on that message that you can cook barbecue and spread some love, because that love will come back to you in way, shape, or form that you can never imagine. So how do you pick a turkey? And you buy whatever is kind of on sale for cooking for one. You probably don't need a big turkey. And let me see if I can find a small one here. It's 13 pounds. So this one is 12.73, so it's basically about 10 bucks for a turkey. So you're cooking for one, a small turkey will do just nicely. This was a 13-pound turkey for 78 cents a pound. So it came up less than 10 bucks, just $9.93. First thing you want to do is you want to get out this stopper, which you don't need, because we're going to cook it to perfection. And this one tends to always overread, so that's not a good way to check your turkey. Get rid of some of the packaging here. Once you free the gizzard, heart, neck, and liver from the turkey, just leave it in the pot. We're gonna use this to make the stock that makes the gravy. Kind of put your turkey on a paper towel, and then we're gonna salt it before we soak it in an overnight brine with some buttermilk. And the first salting phase to get flavor in the turkey is just a gentle coating of salt on all over the turkey, and this salt will penetrate the meat, and then we're gonna sit it in a simple, just one item buttermilk brine, and the acid and the sugar in the buttermilk is going to make this turkey absolutely amazing. So first salting, just a nice thin layer of salt is sufficient. Regular table salt, you don't need any special kosher salt here. I'm using just this one, Morton's salt. Get some of the cavity also. Okay, and that's enough. Let it sit for about 30 minutes and then we're gonna soak it in a buttermilk brine. After salting for 30 minutes to let the salt ions penetrate to use some great turkey flavor, we're gonna put it in the bag and then put the buttermilk brine into it. Let's mix some salt into 2 quarts of buttermilk. Let's make our buttermilk brine. We're gonna add salt now. Just regular table salt is fine. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 tablespoons of regular salt. Give it a stir. Zip up the bag and put it in the refrigerator. Let the turkey sit in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day you can go ahead and cook it in the oven, or you can cook it in your pit. Both ways work. You just want to set your oven to 325 or your pit to 325. Well, the other thing I did before I cooked it is I just tied the feet together like so it kind of holds the turkey shape together as it cooks in the oven or cook in the pit at 325. After about an hour, you want to spray some butter, get a nice color on it. This is the product we're using. Spray after 1 hour. The wingtips are a little brown, so all we need to do is just wrap it up in some foil. In between spraying with butter, go ahead and spray with some water. You want to alternate maybe every 15 minutes with water and butter. Just spritz it, keep it nice and moist. Super delicious. When you do this in the oven, you do the same thing. Let's do a simple pumpkin pie to go with our turkey. We just have sugar, some pumpkin spice, pinch of salt, a can of pumpkin, some evaporated milk, and 2 eggs, and a little pie crust. Mix up all the ingredients and pour into a pie crust tin and pop it into a 425-degree oven. Let's add 2 packages of the stovetop stuffing and then fluff with the fork, turn the fire off, and this simple stuffing is ready. Just a no recipe stuffing. Alright, there you go. Simple stuffings using a no recipe store-bought stovetop stuffing. We're at the 3-hour mark and the turkey color is good. So what you want to do is you want to kind of tint it so that it doesn't get much darker. Keep spraying, keep the turkey moist here, and cook it until you get the breast about 160, a thigh about 170, 175, and it's going to be absolutely perfect. Let's check the temps now. Alright, we are right temperature, 170 on the thigh. This turkey is done. We're boiling the turkey parts here, the neck, gizzard, liver, and heart, to make a turkey gravy. So what we want to do is create some turkey stock first, and then we'll show you guys how to make a simple gravy with some butter and some flour. Make a roux gravy with some of these turkey pieces here. Chop up the liver, chop up the parts, and then we're going to use that to make a wonderful turkey gravy to go with the barbecue turkey coming up in the pit. I have melted about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of regular all-purpose flour. We're going to make a roux. The turkey parts have been boiled down into a kind of a stock. I have some of the bits that came with it, like the liver and the gizzard that I chopped up. You don't have to put the liver in there if you don't want to, or the parts from the turkey cavity. But if you like a little bit of a flavor, irony flavor of some of these turkey parts, you go ahead and do that. This is completely optional. I enjoy the flavor of the turkey liver especially. I think it gives a great flavor to the gravy. Adds a little bit of a depth. It's got a little irony kind of flavor. We're going to cook the roux here, which is butter and flour, under low heat, just to brown it a little bit before we add the turkey stock. All I did on turkey stock is I boiled the neck and the parts, added just a little bit of salt and pepper, kind of get a flavorful broth here going, ready to go into the gravy. How long you want to cook the roux here, the butter and flour, make sure it's up to you. You want to cook away some of the rawness. The darker you cook it, the darker there will be the gravy, but then the binding power or the thickening power of this roux will be reduced. So when it's light and pale, it has the strongest power to make your gravy thick. But as you cook it more and more, it's got more nuttiness, but less kind of ability to thicken the sauce. But I'm going to do it kind of like a little medium roux. And if you don't want to use this method, it's fine. You can just use some flour mixed with some cold water, and then use a flour slurry. Works just the same way, but this is a more traditional way of making a turkey gravy. All right, the roux looks pretty good. I'm going to drizzle in the liquid turkey stock. Look for the level of thickness I want. A little bit more liquid. And you want to keep stirring it with a whisk so that you can remove any of the lumpiness with the gravy, and you know it's the right consistency, and you can coat the back of a spoon like so. See that? So this is done. So it's ready. Give it a taste test. Just a tad of salt. A little bit of black pepper, and if you have an optional ingredient, I like to add a little bit of nutmeg to my gravy. It gives just a hint of a floral note. You will not taste the nutmeg, but if you have this handy in your pantry, by all means use it, but don't need to go out and buy a whole bottle just to use it once a year. I like to put about maybe about just a smidgen of nutmeg. Gives it a fantastic floral note that makes the gravy extra special. So as it cools down, the gravy is thickening up. Just need to add a little bit more stock. You want to add it a little bit at a time. You want to make the gravy a little bit watery because it'll thicken up as it cools. So the rule of thumb is kind of, you know, once you get to the perfect kind of a thickness, go ahead and check it with the spoon. And then after that, just add a little bit more before you turn the fire off. This is the optional part. You can add the chopped liver in there, but if you don't want to, it's fine. I'm just going to add a little bit. So maybe about 2 tablespoons of that in there to give it a little bit of body and color. And there you go. Some wonderful turkey gravy ready to plate. I'll show you guys how you carve a turkey in your Thanksgiving dinner for one person. For Joe and all my single viewers out there. A lot of people are very intimidated when it comes to carving a turkey. It's not really that difficult once you get a few pointers down. You don't need a special tool for it. You just need a simple boning knife like that. That one knife will be enough. We're going to show you guys how we debone the entire turkey. This is cooked to about 170 degrees in the thigh, about 160 in the breast. So I'm going to make a cut right onto the tray here so that it will drip into the tray. First thing we want to do is run our knife right into the thigh bone here. Get it to the back. Flip the turkey this way. Slowly peel the thigh bone back like so. And then you pull it until it pops the bone like so. You can see the bone right here. Just take a knife, gently kind of work your way through this cut, and your entire drum and thigh comes off like that. Do the same for the other side. You do the same for the wing. You can feel the joint here for the wing. Run your thing down the armpit, so to the front. You can feel it where it kind of is jointed, and you run your knife right where the joint is. You can see it here. As I pop it, see here. Hopefully you can see that. So see, it just pops. No pressure needed. Just gently touch it with the knife, and the entire wing comes out just like that. Just this beautiful piece. Now you don't have to do this. You can carve the turkey right from the breast, but I think that, you know, when you're going to be having your meal at home, you really want to impress yourself. All right, just push it, cut right through, and the piece comes off just like that. Now we get to the part on the breast here. We show you guys how to get the breast out. Even you're dining for one, you can impress the heck out of yourself. The technique involves right here. You want to get through the wishbone. There's a V-shaped bone right here. You remove it so you can see it. So there's a bone right here that runs this way. So what you want to do is you want to take your knife and then you want to run it down the V like so. Make a cut. So put your finger in and feel that wishbone. Kind of work it loose and get that wishbone out of the way so that you can make a nice straight cut right down the breast. This turkey is really juicy. Run your knife. Always have your hands behind, your fingers behind the edge of the knife. You can see right here, the two little pieces here. Let's free up the top. So pull up the wishbone. And since you are by yourself, make your wish. And the person who gets the bigger piece gets the wish. So I got the bigger piece here, so my wish will come true. Now that you have the wishbone out of the way, all you need to do is figure out the breastbone right here. You can feel it. Run your knife down the breastbone. Gently shave the breast meat off the breastbone. And now that the wishbone is out of the way, this piece of breast meat will just slide off the rib cage, and you have a gorgeous piece of breast meat right here, ready to slice. Repeat on the other side. Feel the bone right here. Run your knife through, and another beautiful piece of breast on the other side. And we save this carcass because there's a lot of meat on it, and bones can be used to make soup stock. You can serve your turkey just like this and serve it on the plate. And if you want to get a little bit more fancy, since you're dining for one, I'll show you guys how to debone the drum and the thigh. That way you can plate a boneless turkey, and it's great for leftovers. So show you guys a quick demo. You don't have to do this. This is totally optional. But if you're by yourself and you want to, kind of have a fantastic presentation, you can do this. So I'm gonna remove the thigh, flip it over, run my knife right down the middle here to free up the bone. Kind of cut around the bone like so. Remove some of the cartilage at the end. Run my knife down the side, twist it, and the bone comes off. So flip it over, and I have a beautiful boneless thigh here ready to serve. I'm just going to cut it into 3 pieces. Get some of the turkey skin. I'm going to plate it on the plate here. Plate the drum and a little bit of breast meat. Let's get a couple of slices of the white meat here. Let's plate some of the potato. I like my sweet potato just really plain so that it has a neutral flavor to pair with the dish. Add my sauce here, my cranberry sauce. If you're having Thanksgiving dinner for one person, this episode is for you. I'll be showing you guys how, if you're a single person, how you can create a fantastic turkey dinner for yourself and enjoy the holidays and celebrate Turkey Day. Let's give it a taste bite. This, my favorite part, the part closest to the bone. Dip it in some of that gravy. Absolutely amazing. All right, Mr. Bean's ready for your one person Turkey Day snack, right? So ready? Here we go. And I got him a little bit of everything, a little bit of even the pie. I'm not sure if dogs can eat pie and sweet potato, but definitely some turkey and cranberry and some gravy, right? Okay, Beans, go. Okay, of course he attacks the turkey first. He's tasting the cranberry and saying, what is that funky cranberry taste? Where's the meat? Working on the turkey first, not touching the sweet potato nor the pumpkin pie yet. Well, moving on to the dessert. Good boy. Dessert first, and then vegetables last. So Mr. Bean's enjoying his Thanksgiving turkey dinner. I'm not sure how many dogs out there get to eat a Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm sure that as a family member, you want to be able to treat everybody to a special turkey day. Good job, Beans. Thanks for watching my Thanksgiving turkey dinner for one episode. I hope you found this to be entertaining and a little bit of life wisdom thrown in at the end. Remember, Harry taught you that life is brief, so live it with intensity. I want to take also a moment to thank all my Patreons who help keep the lights on in my channel so I can continue to offer free YouTube content. If you find value in my videos and you want to help me out, please go to patreon.com/Harry Soo, and there's extra benefits for exclusive content for my Patreons, as well as a Q&A, Zoom classes, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff.